Bibimbap is my all-time favorite Korean food, and it's a comfort food that I always love to buy in a restaurant, in a Korean restaurant. But then I found out that this dish is very easy to do at home, and there's a Pinoy style of doing it without buying those many Korean ingredients. So let's try it. To start, I have here with me 1/4 kilo of ground beef, and then I added 1.5 tablespoon of soy sauce. Then I added 1.5 tablespoon of minced garlic, and then I added 1 teaspoon of sugar, and lastly 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. So we'll just mix everything together and we'll marinate this for at least 20 minutes. So these are the ingredients for the marination of ground beef. 1/4 kilo of ground beef, 1.5 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoon minced garlic, 1 teaspoon pepper, and 1 teaspoon sugar. Meanwhile, while marinating the beef, we're adding this dried shiitake mushroom on a boiling hot water. And so we can turn off the fire as soon as it boils, and we're going to cover this for at least 30 seconds, 30 minutes or more. And so meanwhile, this is 1 tablespoon of gochuchang. And so this is very cheap. This is around 45 to 50 pesos per tub. To that, we will add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Next, we will add 1 tablespoon of sugar. And we'll mix this first. The first 3 ingredients, and then we will add slowly 3 tablespoons of water. So it's up to you if you want this thicker or thinner in texture. Okay, so we set aside that bibimbap sauce. We now have here, this is nori, or the one that they use for sushi. So we'll just cut this into strips, and you have the option to fry this or not to fry. Meanwhile, on a frying pan, we will put 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and then we will going to stir fry 1 medium size of red onion, or you can have a large onion. It doesn't really matter at this point. We will just season this with salt, and after this is cooked, we're just going to set this aside. Okay. We'll do the same thing with the carrots that we slice into thin strips. Yeah, so a little bit of oil, and then we're going to stir fry, and then a little bit of salt. And we're going to do the same thing with the red bell pepper. We slice thinly, a little bit salt, a little bit oil. And so with the mushrooms that we soak in hot water, we'll do the same thing too. But we're going to add a little bit, just a little bit of soy sauce. Yeah, to flavor the mushroom, and we're going to set this aside. Yeah. Again, on another pot of hot water, we're going to add, this is bean sprouts. Okay, so in Tagalog we call this toge. So we will just blanch this in water for about 30 seconds only, so that the crunch is still there. So we're going to drain this, And while draining the toge or bean sprouts, we're going to blanch also one bunch of spinach leaves. So blanching this will take about a minute. After blanching this, we're going to drain this and we're going to soak this in ice cold water so that the color of the spinach will still be dark green. And for the toge that we blanched, we will going to season this with a little bit of garlic and some salt. So after putting the garlic and salt, we're just going to mix them up and add also just a drizzle of sesame oil. With the use of some gloves, the kitchen gloves, we're going to mix this and then set this aside. We'll do the same thing with our spinach that we blanched. We're going to season this with a little bit of garlic and some salt and just a drizzle of sesame oil. Okay, and then we'll add just a little bit of soy sauce, just a drizzle. And we're going to mix this again using a kitchen gloves. And we're going to set this aside. Okay, so meanwhile, let's fry our marinated beef. We marinated this for at least an hour. And we're just going to stir fry this in cooking oil, 1 tablespoon of cooking oil until it is cooked. So as you can see, we just cooked this for about 5 minutes, and when it's done, we're going to set this aside. So we're now going to plate our dish. I steamed some rice, and this is optional. You can put liquid seasoning to the rice, and then I fried 1 egg. We're going to put the egg in the middle, and then I drizzle it with some roasted sesame seeds. So as you can see, that is the spinach, and then the beef. The one that is on the middle is kimchi, and that is cucumber, carrots, onions, the mushrooms, the toge or bean sprouts, and the bell pepper. Yun. So this is really very good, especially when you mix them up. But let's not forget to add one of the secret ingredient. This is the Pinoy style bibimbap sauce. So this bibimbap sauce will tie up everything together, and when you mix this thoroughly, it is really delicious. I'm telling you, guarantee this is so good. So I hope you'll try this at home and let me know how it turned out. Thank you. Bye.